Hello guys, namaste. I have this, what is it called? No, I don't know, meter on. I'm a little bit of autistic, ADHD, neurodivergent I got going on with me, okay? I noticed this when I was a little kid. I could never really, I've always got good grades in school, but I could never really articulate what was flowing through me. I've always been on my own rhythm, I would like to say. And so this is pretty much, wow, Spirit, thank you, the reading or the message that I have for you today. And so, okay. Okay. It says, I open as a clear vessel of divine within me. I witness without absorbing. Only truth, clarity, and guidance pass through me. All energies sent to me will be turned to their rightful place, blessed and whole. Okay, so I have I'm going to say this creed when I'm done with this. This is something that you should ask yourself, okay? So this is the thing, okay? So what if your behaviors as a child was never the issue, right? Ask yourself that. What if your behaviors as a child was never the issue? Because remember, that is where the program started, right? It started as you being denied its natural experience, okay? Give me a second. Sheesh. Because my son is listening to music and this isn't working, okay? It sounds like chaos, confusion, and oh my God, I might record this, but I might not. But this is what you all need to see. Like if you are, especially if you're a neurodivergent, if you need a sense of, I don't know how to say that, Spirit. Okay, but anyway, what if you were never the problem as a child? What if you learned to reject yourself is because your environment, your parents, your siblings, right? From their rules, from your ancestor rules, from your community, right? From your religious structures, right? Okay, consider that. And that is the reason we have all of this inner chaos. Wow, Spirit, flowing around through us, constantly judging us, constantly saying we're doing it wrong, constantly saying that this isn't right and that isn't right and this isn't fair and that isn't fair, right? I don't look this way, they look that way, constantly comparing and judging and just ruining you, right? And so this is the thing here, right? The thing is to remove that inner perceived separate self. The inner guardian, the inner muzzler. I meant like muzzler in a turn. Spirit showed me like you put a dog on the muzzler. You put a muzzle on the dog. You see how my words be? And so what if that energy there in itself is the reason you're not allowing yourself to the free expression, the free truth of expression of your soul's signature, right? Because understand, there is no separate you. There is no hurt you. There is no you in lack. There is no you in fear. All of these rules, guidelines, stipulations were placed upon you, right? And so over time, they get embedded in us and we repeat them subconsciously, right? So it's like it kind of like created our subconscious space, and of course from past life, right? And so that is the thing, right? And so that is where like your fated path began. You can say that because that is exactly where your fated path began, because you got this narrator right within you telling you things according to how you were bred, how you were farmed, right? Like they got cows and deers and ducks and chickens. They're all farmed for a particular thing, right? And so you're farming, you're breeding, right? And I'm going to even go so far as to say bred, you were bred to be at a certain vibrational frequency. Yes, this goes this deep. And you are bred to be at whatever vibrational frequency you are experiencing right now. Because of that, you keep the world stronghold system in play. You continue to play at its level it has already chartered for you, right? And to break free from that, right, you use what? Biblical terms esoterically, right? You use those books as blueprints, right? The Nag Hammadis, you listen to some lectures from Rudolf Steiner, some lectures from Carl Jung, right? To actually see what your farm program is, what your bred program is, right? Because you're bred to play a particular role in this physical reality, in a family dynamic system, in agricultural systems, right? In economic systems, in systems of repression and suppression, right? You're bred to hold a certain vibrational frequency that keeps the stronghold structure rotating, right? And when you get off, wow, Spirit just brought me to the movie. It's a Hulu called The Meal, a Hulu movie called The Meal. It's with the guy, he's a comedian. He played in the movie Get Out, I think, but he was the security guard in that movie at the end. And I'm getting chills. He played in a movie called The Meal. And in order for him to become successful in a company, he had to grind this meal around constantly. So Spirit just gave me that download, right? And so your job here as the divine, it's not even a job. It's just you're here to take yourself off the meal, right? You're here to see from a higher perspective, to see the entanglement, right? That loop that you are constantly in according to your breeding, right? And so I say this because every system has a level set for individuals to work in that particular system to keep it straight, right? to keep it running, right? And when they find that too many people, thank you, Spirit, is coming off that wheel, they will often call for an economic crisis, the Great Depression, the America being poor, things like that, right? And so it would do that to scare people, to make them feel more like they need to grasp hold to something outside of them in order to help maintain a system that was never really designed for you to be a part of successfully, financially, okay, independently, okay. Wow, the meek shall inherit the earth. That just came through very clear. Okay, keep in mind, I'm not a religious person. This is just the terms and the psychological structures that is being brought to me because it's just what it is right now, okay. Yeah, and so anyway. Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. And I want you to understand, wholeness does not require love to prove that it exists. Wholeness does not require money to prove that it exists. What you are exists without any of those things. You exist because the Most High exists. You exist because there's air. You exist because there's nature. You exist because you exist. You exist because awareness is aware of your existence. You exist. You exist because you are love, pure love. There is no separate you. There is no searching to bring yourself whole, because you are already whole within this body, right? But you only began to learn you were not whole. You learned that you were not worthy. You learned that you were not acceptable. You learned that you were poor. You learned that you were black, white, Hispanic, Indian, African. You learned that, right? Had you not became aware of it, you would have never learned it. You would have just been a part of the all, right? And that is what children and babies see, right? Wholeness, until we begin to program them, right? And so, oh man, wholeness doesn't need anything to exist outside of itself for it to be wholeness. It is still wholeness. It doesn't need to get to be whole. You are here, you are whole right now, okay? And so I want you all to help put that crown, situate your crown back on you so you all can remember that shit, right? It doesn't matter your race, your financial status. It doesn't matter about any of that. You are whole without it. And that is the key to unlocking your inheritance. And when you can silence the inner muzzler, silence the inner guardian, the inner fearer, the inner judger, when you can silence it and reassure it, like be its highest self. Like think of it as it is coming to the Most High, asking for justice, asking for reverence, asking for peace, asking for abundance, right? And so you become its soother. You become the highest version of it when it starts to roar. War? Oh my God, words are starting to sound weird. You become its hero. You become its Superman, right? You do that, right? And so I wanted to tap on the tabernacle, right? And what is the tabernacle? Okay. And so I'm going to show you how that fits spiritual, religious, metaphorically speaking, right? And I need for you all to understand that most religious texts were created from people, egos, who interpret their spiritual experiences from their ego space, right? And could be considered the same for me. I am interpreting this from the download that I got through, I am filtering it through a lens and understanding to where I can communicate it to you, right? But this isn't embedded in fear. It's not embedded in lack. It's not embedded in judgment, guilt, shame, hurt, defeat. It is embedded in empowerment, right? And so I made a Pacific Reader's Creed for this, okay? So that I can help you all understand this and I can ground this. You can ground this energy in your truth, right? So let me read it. Give me a second. Let me put my specs on. In mind, I'm almost 50, so I need these specs, okay? And so let's say the Reader's Creed, the living tabernacle, right? And it says, I begin in the heart of God, my dwelling place. My mind is renewed and every stronghold is brought down in the presence of truth. And the reason I said down like that, because the shit is brought down around me, okay? Period. Brought down in the presence of truth. I am a house undivided. My heart and voice are one. My spirit and body are one. Every unclean spirit energy is cast out. There is no place for shame or accusations here. I am the alchemist of my lineage, right? Transforming what was once used to bind me through fears, through filters, right? Of power, wisdom, and love. But it was actually, remember I said, ego, people's egos, right? Their fear for self, their shame for self, right? Binding you to a contract that was never freaking yours. This is the thing here. It was never yours, okay? This is 155 on my timer, understanding your authority, okay? And then it says, I am the living tabernacle of the Adonai. Who is the Adonai? The Adonai is the Lord that lives within you, okay? Can be considered the God force energy. And let me tell you this, God is neither nor man or woman. It is a universal force energy that exists within us all. It exists in the cosmos. It is the living waters. It is both masculine and feminine. It is neither male nor female. It is an energy that has both polarities, masculine and feminine. Feminine energy that flows through it, right? The doing and the undoing, the no thing and the something, the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega, right? Okay. And so it says, the Most High walks with me, speaks through me, and dwells within me, okay? Where I stand or am, wherever I stand or am, okay, is holy, and no thing can stand against the one within me, okay? And this is talking about the tabernacle, right? The tabernacle is the portable sanctuary, right? The sacred tent that the Israelites carried from out of Egypt, right? And so who are the Israelites? You is the Israelite. Your inner child, right, is Israel, right? The versions of you that is hurt, right? That version of you that is scared, that version of you that is enslaved, that version of you that is worried, that version of you that is hopeless and helpless and oh and whoa and oh and who gonna do it for me? That is the Israelites, right? Okay. And so that tabernacle, right, that is what they carried. And so when they were rescued, right, Moses, right, the Moses is your higher self, right? That is that higher you that came to the rescue of your ego, right? Your personalities, your inner child, right? It came to its rescue. It heard the soul's cry for help. It heard, oh man, it's time, okay? It's time. I don't know how else to say that, Spirit. It's time. It's that highest version of you, that John the Baptist version of you, right? Came and said, let me show you the way. Let me show you how to do these different rituals, right? How to do these different sayings and spells to help let my people go, right? Which is essentially your those hurt, displaced selves, right? Yes, Spirit, I'm listening. I think she's telling me I'm good, okay? Because I'm questioning what they're downloading me, and I'm hearing the tone frequency shift in my ear, and I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. Because I was questioning, and then she's like, keep going, okay. I was gonna say something, but nothing. Let me finish going, okay? And so you are essentially the tabernacle. Everything about you is the tabernacle, okay? Everywhere you go, you carry it with you, okay? And it says, that sacred box, that sacred tent. You know, the tabernacle is essentially like this tent, right? And then what resides in the box, right? I don't know, if you want me to show them a tabernacle box. I'm sure they know what a tabernacle box is. I gotta stop this. This isn't gonna work for me. I thought that was gonna help my mind chill. Okay. Let's see. What is this tabernacle? Oh, it's a portable sanctuary, like I said. Well, like Spirit said, wow, I thought they may have had like a picture of it. According to the Hebrew Bible, the tabernacle, also known as the tent of the congregation. Oh, okay, revival. I heard that loud and clear, period. Okay, but anyway, and this is to help you decolonize yourself. This is not to make you go running back to religions. Trust me, it's not, because you have all the answers inside of you, right? I'm gonna keep, let Spirit cook, okay? And then, okay, the tabernacle are made of 3 aspects, right? Okay, it is the outer court, that is for sacrifice and wishing, right? The holy place is the lampstand, the table of, I can't even read my writing, something, and the incense altar, okay? Oh, bread. I'm sorry. The table of bread and the incense altar. Spirit showed me a loaf of bread. I don't know what the heck that was. An incense altar, right? And it says, the Most High holy place within the tabernacle is called the Holy of Holies. That hold the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, where the presence of God was said to dwell, right? Set up with it's set up when you camp, and it's taken down when you move, right? And then I have the symbolical meaning for that. Okay, the outer court is your actions, your physical life, your daily routines. That is the body, right? The holy place, your inner devotion, okay, prayers, spiritual practices, right? Renewed mind and heart. Renewed mind, right? Renewed mind, meaning that you've done the inner work to see exactly those separate versions of you as not you, right? You're seeing those versions of you. You're not holding them as you. You're not seeing your life as them. You're seeing them as wholeness, and you're guiding them back home, right? That is that renewed mind. You no longer viewing your life as your circumstances. Thank you, Spirit. I don't know what Spirit is with me, but they are amazing, and your presence feels wonderful. Oh my goodness. Thank you for being here. And it says the Most High, the most holy place, the innermost awareness, the I am presence, where you meet the divine directly. The deepest soul center you carry, the tabernacle within you everywhere you go, right? And so I also emailed myself, okay? I don't know why I said okay. Let me take my specs off. I emailed myself this. I kind of like wrote it down, how it compares as far as your chakras, right? And so I'm going to read this to you. If you would like a copy of this, please email me phoenix144@gmail.com. If you would like a copy of this PDF I put together about the Bible and how it represents you as a whole, please email me for that information, okay? And then we have, let me read this for you. The tabernacle of the human energy system and inner alchemy map, right? And then we have the outer court, okay? The physical body and the lower chakras. Okay, in the tabernacle, this was the open air area where cleansing and offerings happened. Okay, the brazen altar for sacrifice and the lever for washing, right? If you, I'm sorry, washing in you, this is your root and sacral chakra, your physical health, your daily habits, and purifications of actions. It's where you release what no longer serves and prepare yourself for deeper connection. Example, fasting, breath work, grounding practices, right? The wash, the body and ready, the wash, right? The body and ready you for spiritual presence, right? I got to bring this closer because I have... I'm so sorry. I got to bring this closer, okay? And then we have the holy place, right? We have the heart, the throat, the inner devotion, right? And in the tabernacle, the space held the lampstand, the light, okay? The table of bread, the substance, okay? And the altar of incense, the prayer, right? It was enclosed, set apart from common life. In you, right? Within you, this is your heart chakra, love, devotion, and throat chakra, truth, praise. It is the place of spiritual practice, meditation, sacred speech, creative offering, examples, speakings, blessings, singing mantras, or creating art as worship. That's your lampstand and incense. My spirit guides are amazing. Okay, next one we have the holy place, the holy of holies, confirmation, crown chakra, divine union in the tabernacle, right? Only the high priest entered here once a year to meet the divine presence over the Ark of the Covenant. Within you, this is the crown chakra, the inner sanctum of awareness, where you meet God, source directly, no intermediaries. Okay, example, wordless meditation, pure stillness, a deep mystical union where all separation dissolves and you experience the I am presence, right? Why this matters for inner alchemy, moving from outer court, holy place, to the Holy of Holies is a map for spiritual transformation. Purify the body, tend to the heart and mind, and enter the pure presence. And so this is some things that I have written down. Also have made PDFs for you. If you, like I said, if you want access to that, please email me, phoenix144cardinal@gmail.com. I have them for you, okay? This will help you to get to know you on a whole nother level, because it has done that for me, okay? Also, and let me tell you this, it was hard for me. I've been watering my basil. I planted this from a baby seed, okay? I had to move it into this because this plant died. And I'm okay because it was poisonous to raven anyway, because this takes a heat. But I had to put the plant was growing so fast, I had to put it in something deeper. Dang, Spirit, you so wise. Spirit is so wise. They like, yeah, that's what we do to you. You have to be moved into something deeper when your awareness change. You're aware of something different, right? Your container is no longer holding your growth, so you will be placed somewhere definitely different. Okay, that is a message. That is a message. Okay, Spirit, thank you for that. Let's get into it. Okay, let me tell you what I've been reading also. The new Dictionary of Thoughts. I've always I am a nerd anyway, so this stuff is like gold to me. Make sure you do things to expand your awareness, especially if you're not an artsy type. Make sure you're doing things to help you with your doing things in the space of spiritual practices, right? Say like, I'm learning these words, new phrases, new definitions, right? So that I can give spirit greater range to access my vocabulary system, right? My vocabularies. I'm giving spirit a variety, a wide range of tools, right? Thank you. Tools. I'm giving spirit tools to use, right? And so I often, will watch universal science documentaries, stoic documentaries, philosophers. I will listen to philosophers, things like that help me broaden my horizon. I feed the soul goodness because I love knowledge, I love learning things, and so I feed it that. And some people don't, work. Some people are not so artsy, right?
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track.
Some people are not so artsy. Some people are, and so I'm not the artist type. I can be if I tried, but I like learning. I love music, opera. Man, I love jazz, blues. I love this music. I love this stuff. I love, going to see ballet, stuff like that. I love that artsy stuff. I love looking at pictures, beautiful art pictures, Renaissance pictures, very dramatic, alchemical art pictures. Oh, that stuff like that. 13 organizations. Let's get some messages, spirit. I'll turn this down some. What I'm listening to is it's called Yahweh Warfare Violin Instrumental, Yahweh My Helper. That's what I'm listening to. I like it because of the way that it sounds. It has a certain type of vibrational frequency that opens me, okay? It resonates with me, okay? Let's see. Where are we being moved to, spirit? Where is the collective going? What is happening? I just saw a bright light. You could be seeing like light out the corner of your eyes. I always see them on the right side, the left side, but this time it's on the right side. Your guides, opportunity. I cannot make this up. I love when spirit confirms me. You have no idea. That feels so good when you can say something and spirit will say yes. Yes, you're saying it right. And so what messages do we have for the collective? This is beautiful, okay? Cosmic womb, divine feminine. You are definitely birthing something new, okay? Let me tell you. Email me, okay? I don't understand. I got the information. It's neither here nor there. I'm not selling myself. I am showing you, trying to show you the way. We all have free will. Get the information I got for you because it is going to help you. It is going to help you birth something new. You're already in the process of birthing something new, okay? And the more you tend to you, the more you start seeing yourself separate from the yous that complain. Remember, wow, spirit, this is crazy. I don't know why spirit is giving me all this religious stuff, but it's okay. I welcome it. Remember when the Israelites was in the wilderness and how they complained constantly, and the more they complained, the more they stayed out of their promised land. Spirit just download that on me. The more you view that as a separate you. The more knowledge, the more light you gain about the true you, okay? You have to become your own Moses. You have to become your own John the Baptist, okay? You have to become your Ascended Master Yeshua, okay? In order to gain the Christ consciousness of it all, right? And that consciousness is that we are one with everything, right? And man, by the way, enlightenment is not what you think it is, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that for another, says the ego, right? You see how I can catch that? Like that, like I didn't allow it to drag me along with it, because no. And then we have astral travel, possible impossibility, freedom, traveler, inner dreams. You could be astral traveling, okay? I'm gonna tell you about my dream too, okay? We have free from the limitations of the self, leaving heavy, leaving heavy upbringing and labels, mirrored personalities, other people's projections, limitations, weightless, formless, featherless, as light as a feather. This is a download that I got maybe about 3 weeks ago, and I wrote it on this card. And so, yeah, the lighter you are, the more you're able to fly free. This is beautiful energy. Spirit, this is our energy, okay? There is no I in team, okay? Period. This is all the work that we put in. This is for us. Shit, nigga, we made it. You can be a black or a white person. Look at this, spiritual narcolepsy. We're like that fallen angel energy. We're out of that shit, forgetting who and what you are. There's no more of that, okay? There is no more of that. This is the door that is open for you all, open and available for you. This is that food type energy. You know, the food card represents that energy of I'm going forward, knowing who and what I am. And I'm just gonna go out on that limb of life. That's why he only had that little satchel with him. He didn't need to take anything with him, right? He became the magician, right? Because after the food card, is that the magician or the high priestess? I think it's the high priestess, the magician, right? Because after the fool card, it is the magician. No, the high priestess, right? And then the fool, knowing it. Okay, yes, the fool is number 1. Is number 0. Yes, the magician is number 1. And so that fool energy, knowing like I'm going over this ledge and I'm good, and I know I'm going to be caught. Not in the literal sense you jumping over a ledge, right? But in the sense I'm walking free. I'm walking forward, knowing, ooh, that spirit got my back. There's that little dog. Spirit, you is amazing, I must say. Knowing that you got my back, right? That is that fool energy. Knowing what I am. Look at that white dog guiding him like, wait a minute, I don't know what that boy is doing. That spirit, right? Knowing this energy, right? This, you knowing what you are, you going free, you knowing, and this all he got in his bag. He got these elements in his bag. He got the pentacle, he got the wand, ace of wands, the ace of cups, the ace of pentacles, and the ace of swords, right? And he's moving forward in his life, knowing he got divine. He know who he is and what he is and where he came from. And he dropped all the labels. He dropped all of the other things that was holding him down, keeping him ways down, the belief systems, right? He gone by his business. He making fucking magic. And then what? No. Yes. 0, 1, 2. And then you get in the intuition, right? You know what's next. You know what to do. I know what to go and get. I know exactly how to go get it. I take inspire actions. And then you become the empress. And the empress, she sits around. I manifested it. I'm bringing that into me. I'm going to invest it in here. I'm going to help this person over here. I'm going to do this and watch my efforts grow, right? This is this energy right here. This is how you create in your outside reality, right? You have to know what resides inside of you in order to move forward and create in your outside reality, right? And so this is what this is about, getting off the wheel of creating from a systematic standpoint unto coming into the awareness that you are the one, okay? Neo, sorry, period. And it says the Burning Man, collective power, supreme prayer, 3 of Cups, celebration, right? This is what I'm talking about, us. That's why I said us. This is oh my gosh, this is what we are. This is what we're doing, right? Okay. 888 could be significant. 999 endings. 1010 could be significant, right? And so we have, man, skywriting. You're writing your own. Okay, you are doing your own thing. Okay, the fates, but you're not on a fated path, as you're like on a universal fated path. Like, you've tapped into your destiny, right? You knew what your destiny was to get off this fated path, right? And now you are on this universal fated path, the universal fates for you to be great. Okay, skies is the limit. This is the energy I'm getting off of here. The skies is the limit. You writing your fate. You choosing where to go, where to be, how to be, because you know something different. Hummingbirds could be very significant to you all at this time. Okay, and then we have the divine matrix, galactic mushrooms, right? You're creating in this divine matrix, right? You're creating from the standpoint of the divine matrix, not the humanoid matrix. Spirit, why do you say humanoid? That was weird. You're creating from the divine matrix, not the humanoid matrix, okay? And then we have herald of change, because you released all of this heavy weight, okay? You released this weight from you. So of course there's change, ribbons in the sky. You're repairing the veil, doing what it is you want to do. You change that, all of that. Ancestors are very happy. I'm hearing, like, I heard a bunch of, I don't want to say it. Wait. You know how, like, Native Americans hoot? Ooh, that's been crazy. But I heard that, and a bunch of, like, deep African, like, that celebration energy. I just heard that. Oh my goodness. And then we have fallen, fates, skywriting. You're no longer in this space of forgetting who you are. You are the change that needed to see. Your ancestors are proud of you. You're doing it differently, okay? You've awakened, and your generational, the ones after you moving forward, they are not going to inherit your karmic cycles, because you're going to talk to them different. You're going to respond to them different. Your children, you're going to allow them to express themselves freely. That is how you change things, and you change cycles, you break cords, okay? And then we have whale song, resonating with the divine matrix. You're resonating with the divine matrix. Like, your aura could be very light at this time, okay? You could have a blue aura. I don't know what that means. Okay, opportunity. There's great opportunity available to you, okay? Natural form, cleansing, okay? You've all done that. You've gone back to your natural form, deep diving into a task. You are diving into this into this new task of yours, okay? Hidden familiars, allies, natural assistance, divine support, comfort. They're all around you, okay? Remember I was talking about the dog with the food card. right? Taking that leap of faith, okay? Congratulations, you all. Trust me, walk away from the thoughts. And remember, it's not yours, okay? Enlightenment, okay? Don't get stuck in the past. Letting go, surrender, okay? The sun card right after that. This is nothing but enlightenment, okay? And enlightenment is not what you, it's your ego telling you it's going to be something that's grandiose. It's literally, you understand that you are all things and all things are you. And you understand that there is no separation. You understand that you are the divine witnessing its beautiful creation, creating and doing exactly what it's doing. And then you chop wood, carry wood, go back to chopping wood, carry wood. Like the monk analogy. He said, what? He told his master, oh, it achieved enlightenment. What's next? Chop wood, carry water. This is the energy. Because this morning I was like, oh, so, and then I was like, well, what's next? This. But it's a sense of this and the release of the tightness of it, the release of the stronghold of it, the release of I need to do something, I need to be somewhere, I gotta perform, I gotta become something or someone else, and you know, this person don't like me and that person said this about me. It's just like, look at the beauty. Like, I don't know how to say that. It's beauty in that because it's all divine. It is this and it is that. It is no thing and then it is something. And when you release the energy of the perceived cells, right, you're not feeding the system. And eventually the energetic cord that the system had placed on you, it falls. And there is peace. So that was the message. Okay, I hope it made sense. Okay, I love you all so much. Like I said, email me, guys, and you can get this information. I don't know how to add it onto the subscription thing or whatever you call that, description. I don't know how to add that. Look, I am not, look, ego submission. What the maybe this is not what you wish for, but if you watch my channel, that's what we doing over here. We break down strongholds over here. So namaste, guys. I love you so much. You are a friend of mine, okay? You are a friend of mine, okay? I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. You are a friend of mine, and I'm a friend of yours, okay? I can't remember her name. Young lady by the name of Jay. I think that was her first handle part of her name. She said, I'm sorry for my loss. I deleted that video because I said something on there, and I don't want the people watching me, okay? Not in that type of sense, but you know, YouTube will flag your videos. And so I deleted the video. It was like a part 2 to the message of spiritual warfare is not what you think. And so if you're watching this video, I think the name was Jay. She said, sorry for your loss. Hey girl, if you are a girl, hey homie, like, thank you, okay? I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. I hope the information I give out from spirit, you all can receive it as a tool for you, okay? So namaste, okay? The message is delivered. The energy is complete. All that is not mine returns to source, blessed and whole. I close this channel in love and light. Bye.